Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So today, I got something in the mail. However, I already took it out of the box, already um checked it out, already took it out of the box and everything. And that is no other than the Final Wars 2004 Bandai Chainsaw or Upgraded Gigan or Gigan, whatever you want to call the monster kaiju. But yeah, so this is the upgraded Bandai original 2004 release, the OG of this figure. I ain't gonna lie, I always like the original more. He's just more badass looking. They did, however, re-release this figure, making him the normal size that the normal Bandai figures are, like 5-6 inches or whatever. You know what I mean? But when they made him, and I think Monster X, they made him in Monster X 9 inches, 10 inches, something like that. But yeah, this is the one that I always wanted, to be honest, for my collection. This is the one that I always wanted for my collection and whatnot. I always wanted this version of this figure. I never really cared about the SH Monsters one. I just got that for a moment of time type of deal, But if you've seen my video, you know what happened to that figure. But anyways though, yeah, and I will say a lot of people say that he's squishy, like the figure's squishy. Honestly, he's not that squishy. To my eyes, like he's really not that squishy feeling. Like he's squishy, but the thing is with a lot of the old Bandai figures that came out, a lot of the OG original figures that they used to release back in the day, the figures were honestly just more like the vinyl. Like the vinyl was more softer on the figures. It was just a more softer vinyl for a lot of them. Now the figures they have the vinyl really like more harder. Like the figures are more harder now and whatnot for the figures for the newer released ones that they've been releasing for the past 10 years or 12 years or whatever. But as for articulation of this figure, he has articulation in the legs. The legs can move. As you can see, the legs can move. His arms can go up and down, about that far down, that far up type of deal, and that far down. Same thing with this arm, that far up, that far down. So yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have much. I will say his hands, the wrists articulate, as you can see. His wrists have articulation, or his chainsaw hands, or whatever you want to call them, his upgraded hands. Yeah, so, and whatnot. And then also the other reason why I like this figure more than their new one that they re-released is number one, the figure, it's just the sculpt's better on it than the new one. The new one, for the spiky tail, the tail doesn't even actually have all this. It's legitly just molded. Like the part of the tail's molded, and it's not even like this, if I'm making any sense. Like you have to look at actual photos of the re-released one, and you can see what I mean. It's legitly part of the tail. It's just painted silver, and they didn't even add this for him. And then the biggest thing that I think makes Gigan just more badass is the mouth. They have his mouth open, looking like he's ready to kill someone. Just adds more badass to Gigan with his mouth being open. It does. It just adds more like badass type of vibe to him. The re-released one, however, they when they did the figure, they didn't even give him like an open mouth and whatnot. Heck, if anything, the figure's legitly just like the normal 6-inch Final Wars Gigan, just with chainsaw parts and upgraded parts for his head. That's all that they did. It legitimately looks like they took the 6-inch figure, gave him the chainsaw hands, and gave him the upgraded parts for his head. That's all that they did. Kept the head sculpt the same, just added the new, you know what I mean, the new parts to it. It's like, come on, really. And then the paint apps. The paint apps on the original one here is far better. The paint apps are actually like it's fully painted all the way around, as you can see. I do know on the newer one, the wings are missing some paint, actually. The wings are actually missing some paint here and there from what I have seen. It's not as painted and not as detailed on the new one. Like, it's detailed. It looks like, Final Wars Gigan. It's just not, the paint apps are not all there for the new one. But yeah, anyways, I found this figure for kind of a good price. I think I paid $75, $80 for this figure, something around there. Heck, honestly, normally this figure goes for way more. It goes for like $100, especially with tag. I didn't care about getting them with tag. I didn't care. But anyways though, yeah, Final Wars Gigan, whatever you want to call this again, kaiju monster. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. The next one I might get is the original Monster X. I'm not sure. I might end up down the line getting Monster X to go with him, because Monster X is almost the same size as Gigan. But yeah, so I don't know. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and oh yeah, one other thing. This figure's 10 times better than the freaking SH Monster Arts figure. Yeah, you heard me right. This figure's 10 times better, because you know why? It doesn't feel super fucking delicate. This figure doesn't feel delicate. It feels like you could actually play with this thing, and it would be alright. Not like the fucking SH Monster Arts figure, where I was just touching it and the fucking head broke, basically. If you want to know more about that, watch my video. There's a video legitimately about what happened. But yeah, though, anyways, like, comment, subscribe.